In this video, I'm going to prove beyond reasonable doubt that all the martial art principles, justice, righteousness, ends with me, and that people are sealed in hell. First of all, Proverbs 8 starts with, does not wisdom call out? And where does wisdom call out? At the highest point on the path to heaven, to the gates that lead to love, and God is love. Now this is a no-brainer when you think about it, that this is universal truth. You know, love is something that the wise have. The crazy are confused about whether they're in love or not. Only the wise know when it is right. And there's a bunch of crazy people that think all kinds of sick pedophilia and bestiality is right. Proverbs 8:20 goes on to talk about, I walk in the way of righteousness along the paths of justice. Now this is key. I walk in the way of righteousness along the paths of justice. Okay, so now let's go over to the human system of the world. In the world, everyone their mom knows, especially these days because of the Black Panther movie, that the bell that rings the loudest to the King of Kings is the top martial artist king. It's an African king. Okay, you can't do him justice, David, without telling. You can't do God justice without living this and explaining it and being honest about it and having your works and your fruits and your deeds reflect this. Okay, so we have the Martin Luther King point of reference. We have Shaka Zulu. We have the idea that Black Panther in the movie refers to, which is the African martial artist who studies nature and studies how to outmaneuver everyone else, and their body structure historically reflects it. Part of why black people are sabotaged today. Kind of no-brainer. Who would have thought? No-brainer. No-brainer. 100% for sure. I'm part black, part white. Everyone knows this. No-brainer. Michael Jordan point of reference. Tyson, Ali. No-brainer. Usain Bolt. No-brainer. Are we clear? Are you snapping out of denial yet? Okay, so we go to Nigeria, where the bell that rings the loudest of black people, by far more populated than other places. And these other places are by far less athletic. Okay, Somalia, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, you know, the frequencies and the spectrum, okay? Ethiopia, Eritrea, you understand me? The Sudan, Egypt, we can go on and on and on. All these guys by far less athletic, less intense. They say Nigerians are blacker than black. Someone said they're blue-black. And the N-word is referring to Niger and Nigeria. And Nigeria is the I alpha. That's who this person is. I alpha. No magic bullshit. No magic card, Ouija board, you know, Harry Potter twist. No any twist from any culture in the world. The truth. Okay? So in Nigeria, we have the word Oba, also called Obi, which means king, which is a play on words for whatever reason. It has to do with the common source of all language and writing for obey. Obey, Oba. Obey the king. Nobody can do God justice without doing the king justice. Proverbs 16:10 through 12. Proverbs saying don't join with rebellious officials. 1 Samuel, so rebellion is like the sin of divination and idolatry and so on and so forth. Obey the king, Ecclesiastes, on and on and on. Jesus called the King of Kings, on and on and on and on and on. Right? They sit in Moses' seat, so don't do what they do, but do the truth in what they say in the New Testament, on and on and on. Obey the king is a recurring theme. The Jews said, don't put, he's the king of the Jews. And then they, you know, before that they said, we have no king, you know, on the sign. Before that they said, we have no king but Caesar. So, Oba, obey, okay? Raise and obey. If you stray, it's like you diverged from the core, the center, the essence, the heart, the source, and the force, the divine force, the moral warrior spirit of God, not the rape cult, magic card nonsense that the people in the world are pushing. They're pushing the boundaries of the colonial beast, where they installed puppet dictators around the world, and everyone knows it, right? Even North Korea is a communist state, as they say. Where does communists come from? The West. So the West and the globalists installed a puppet dictator. Who would have thought? If they're Western groomed, they're Western puppets. Okay, in a globalist free market system and otherwise, a global underworld and otherwise, a global intelligence alliance, United Nations, World Health Organization, International Monetary Fund. This is politics, geopolitics 101. If you don't know this, you're a fucking idiot. No conspiracy theory here, straightforward. Okay? So if you obey the system or what they tell you is your culture in the system and not the King of Kings, the Igbo king, me, then you have accepted the boundaries of that which is of the world system, the beast, the unnatural world system. Justice, just ice. The unnatural snow versus the natural hot habitat of human beings from their source, which is Africa. And they might twist this in the future to no, we don't actually come from Africa after all, because they're on some bitch ass shit. And you fucking know it. And you fucking know it. Okay? So, with this being said, my great-grandfather was a very intense guy, probably about 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", okay? His shape is far more athletic than any African-American I've ever heard of. It's more athletic than Tyson, but it's more maneuverability. It's like a very strong leopard, the leopard society, king of kings, if you will, okay? Who has the falcon spirit in his heart. He marries a very tall, kind of a woman shaped like a female version of me, like a lot of attractive women in the world are. Some are short, some are taller, okay? Similar features-ish, without the extreme masculinity of female version, the female counterpart, if you will. His daughter was like her mother. It must have been this way because she's tall and thin, and her bone structure is similar to my mom. Again, another female counterpart, okay? My dad... my grandfather was like an Asian Japanese, black Japanese looking guy, okay, with just being Nigerian, okay. He married the king's daughter, okay. And what then happened, my dad came out this huge guy who has aspects of the king and the king's son-in-law who married his daughter. Okay, aspects of all these people. He's tall, he's athletic, he's intense, he's royalty. Loyalty to God is royalty. And loyalty to the King of Kings is royalty. Okay? Then, so it passes this way. Okay? Because we know by their fruits. These other guys don't do anything comparable to my father or to me. That's 2 generations. Okay? And these other family lines of the Igbo don't do anything anywhere near comparable. Okay, this overkills it. We're seeing like father, like son. It's a parent, alpha parent, and so on. Okay, it's alpha parent and alpha son to alpha. And they has to be raised by this person. Okay, and if you want to push it an extreme exception, the divine verdict cannot contradict my verdict, as I am the pinnacle. There's no way if I had a child that he would be comparable to me. But perhaps more importantly, he couldn't meet the burden of proof, but I can, because I'm almost 40 and we look at the trajectory of technology and transhumanism and science and ill-gotten gains. Okay, so he'll be if I had a child, if they claim I have a child, he'll be raised by someone else. I ruled against him on behalf of God, and every other person could have come to that conclusion because the person can't meet the burden of proof. Why would God send you a message he can't believe? It was like Psalm 106, who can proclaim my mighty acts? I can. Nobody else. Not the Pope, not George Bush, not Asian martial artists, not African American, not other African martial artists, not Brazilians, nobody. Not scientists, not nerds, not craftsmen, nobody. Nobody can meet the burden of proof. Why would God tell you to believe the devil? To believe Greta Thunberg and shit? You know, it's fucking stupid. I'm the top martial artist. I have the martial art principles and life principles intact. No one else does. So what happens? After I'm gone, people are sealed in hell because Oba, first and foremost, is obey the king, me teaching you. Not some white guy with a whistle around his neck. Not some Israeli. Not some crypto Jew. The king teaching you. You rejected my correction and instruction. Like the Bible says, your prayers are detestable to God, and so are your fruits. The kindest acts, deeds, fruits, works of the wicked are cruel. Your children are cruel insults to God. They are the offspring of a bad tree that insulted and rebelled and sinned and waged war with the flesh against God. The mind with the flesh in mind, and not the king with the soul in mind, is hostile to God. You are magic card, video editing, poisoning benefiters, and liars. So the divine verdict is after I'm gone, you are sealed in hell. In order to be righteous, you have to have the logic to be righteous. None of you do. You're going to pray to some psychological rape cult, fake royal family of fake depiction of Jesus? Oh, this white guy is Jesus, and white people have never produced anything near righteous in popular culture or otherwise, but this white guy magically must have been, he must have been white. Why stop there? Why not say he must have been a fucking, he must have been a dog, he must have been a fish? You know what I'm saying? Why stop there? Righteousness comes with logic and wisdom, not psychology and propaganda and coercion and leveraging money and colonial gains. Think about it.